All right, what is going on, everybody? This is Trudger MC, and today we are going to be taking a look back at some of the older Spawn figures, but we're going to be looking at ones that we've already looked at before. If y'all want to see the reviews, the individual reviews for any of these guys, you definitely can check those out. However, today we are going to be looking at a category that all these guys have in common. So, if y'all have noticed with the 90s action figures, and these guys in particular, you might notice on the box that they have some kind of a thing where it's like they have some sort of a feature. And no, we're not looking at Manga Violator. I don't want to touch that again. But yeah, so they have some sort of an action or a play feature or a description. But a lot of the times it's a description of like, this is what you can do with the figure. So it's not really a thing that's looked at today all that much. I mean, like Spin Master, like their 12-inch figures kind of have a bit of a play feature with that, but it's not really the same as it was back in the 90s with like the classic Spawn figures and the other stuff like the Toy Biz Marvel figures and like that kind of thing. It's like they all had like some sort of a gimmick going on. So it's a gimmick, a play feature, an action, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be looking at what I think are 5 really good examples of that, like 5 figures that really demonstrate that. And no, they're not all going to have missiles, okay? I know that missiles were kind of a common theme with these figures. So if you want me to make a video of like the best missiles from this line, I could do that, but we're not going to be looking at that. There are 2 that have it, but it's not going to be the focus on there. So does that make sense? I think it makes sense. So we're going to be talking about the best action features. So let's start off with number 5. We're going to go from number 5 to number 1. And my number 5 pick is this guy right here, the Manga Spawn, not Jessica Priest. Jessica Priest is going to go over here. My number 5 pick is the Manga Spawn. And you might be wondering, if you haven't already seen my review of this guy, you might be wondering, well, what does he do? Well, he comes with this thing. And this thing initially was on him, like on his back, you know, kind of like that. And it's a thing that, like, you can detach it, and then you can detach the helmet, put it on here, and then he has another head underneath that pops up. Whoops. He has another head that pops up. Apologies for the setup. I actually have a new setup, and I'm trying it out just to see how it works. But anyway, so yeah, it's like he has like a pop-up feature with a transforming feature, and he's not the only figure from this classic line that has a transforming feature, because he had Future Spawn from Series 3, and then you had Mutant / Chameleon Spawn, whatever you want to call them, from Series 6. So they had transforming features, but those ones came in like these really big boxes, and they were like special like figures. It's like, you know, you can't really get that, you know, it's like these are just like these huge things, and yeah, they weren't really part of the main line. I mean, they were, but like, you know, you had to go out of your way to find them. So like that kind of thing. This guy was a normal release. And so I feel like that says something. It's like, yeah, it's a simple transforming feature. No, it's not unique to him, but this guy was a standard release. And so I think that that is, that definitely says something about this. So I think that that's cool. So that is why he is my number 5 pick. And I'm going to put him back here. And he has big feet. So let's hope that he doesn't fall over. So there's that. So he is my number 5 pick. And then my number 4 pick is actually, it's not Jessica Priest. I'm just moving her over here because I need to get to the guy that's over here. So, yeah, well, you know what? He can't take a nap right now. He cannot take a nap right now because I need to look at him. This is Crutch, the villain to end all villains. Okay, you know what? They can take a nap for now. I don't need him. But yeah, so here he is. And if you haven't seen my review of this guy, you might be wondering, well, what is his play feature? Well, it doesn't have anything to do with these things that he has. So you might be looking at him and you might be like, okay, well, he just, you know, has a really unique design. But then you notice this button on here on the side, and it does kind of stick out. It's kind of an off color compared to the rest of his body. But you don't really notice it like too much because it doesn't stick out too much. It's not very big. But that does actually hide the play feature here. So his peg leg machete thing shoots out. So let's do that. There we go. and that was pretty good. So it just kind of shoots out like that, and yes, it is a missile. No, it's not unique to him, but I like that it's well hidden. Like, you can't really tell that this thing shoots out just kind of looking at it. You know, it's just kind of there. It's like it's just part of his look and it doesn't do anything. Well, it actually does, and I like that. I like that it's well hidden there. Especially if you have something covering up the button like that, it's like you can't even tell anymore. So I really like that. So you can take a nap now if you want. Yeah, he's going to take a nap now. So yeah, that's why Crutch is my number 4 pick. I like the missile feature. It's very good. And I like that it's well hidden. So that's why he's my number 4 pick. I think that makes sense. Then my number 3 pick is finally Jessica Priest, who, if you don't know, is my first classic Spawn figure. And it's not just the nostalgia that put her on this list. She has a couple of play features here. I would argue she has more, but we'll get to that. So she does have a missile on here. It's like, yes, that does shoot out. So you might be like, okay, it's just a missile. Well, no, it's not. Because there's also this thing, and you can put water in here, and you can, like, you know, fill this up with water, and then you can squeeze this, and then the water shoots out from this thing. So she does have a water play feature. And that wasn't really too common back in the day. It's definitely not something that you see now, apart from like a couple like rare examples. But yeah, it's like that's definitely not a very common thing. So there is that. But I would wager that she has something else going for her that put her this high on the list. So she does have the missile. She does have the play feature. But you know what? If you don't want her to have the water thing on there, if you don't like the way this water thing looks with the massive tube, well, you know what? You can just take this off, and then you can take this off, and then that's it. So there you go. And then you have this gun here, and if you don't want her to have the gun because maybe you don't like the way it looks, you can just take that off. There we go. And then she's like this. But you know what? If she has this massive backpack thing, you don't like the way that looks, then you can take this off. And then there you go. Now you just have like a standard figure. So I think that that's really cool. But we're not done yet. We are not done yet because this thing in and of itself can transform. So you have this part that holds the water that can go down like that. And then you have these 2 other legs on the side here that can fold down. And then you have like this computer terminal type thing. So that's really cool. You can set it down on the ground. But then you could also have this turret. It's like a turret, you know, this missile launcher. You can actually pivot it. And you can have it shoot out to the side. You could have it shoot diagonally. You can have it shoot backwards. You know, it's like this thing is really cool. The only thing it really can't do is shoot down. But it can shoot basically everywhere else. And yeah, it's a pretty simple missile feature. So it's not really too much involved with it there. But yeah, just the fact that it can do this, that's like it has all of this capability. Like you could have so much like playability with this. Of just like, you know, put this down like a soldier puts this down and then like it targets, you know, whatever it's trying to shoot. So you could have that. And then when you're done, you could just fold it back up. And then you could take this off as it is trying to fall off, or you could just, you know, have it back in here and then you can like fold it up and then you can have it as a backpack and then you can put the backpack onto the figure and then you are ready to rock and roll. So I think that that is really cool. So yeah, that's why Jessica Priest is my number 3 pick. So I think that it kind of pertains a lot to really like play features and like, you know, creativity and really thinking outside the box and like going all out with it. So I think that that's really cool. We need to have more stuff like that, but you know, can't really do that. But we do still have this figure. So I would recommend that you get this one if all of that sounds interesting to you, like all of the playability options and whatnot. So there you go. So there's that. And then we move on to the number 2 pick. And the number 2 pick is Redeemer for me. And yes, he's still broken. No, I don't care. I actually like him like this. But yeah, if you are probably aware by the wires that are in his arm and this massive thing that's on his back, you can put batteries in here and then you can push this button here. This button, it's kind of well hidden, but there's a button there on the bottom. You push that, and then the sword arm lights up, and then the chest lights up. And I did put batteries in him basically as soon as I got him, and when I did the review of him, I also posted a short with the batteries in, and yes, it did light up. It does work. So if you want to see what that looks like, you could definitely check that out. I didn't really bother to do that because I don't really store him, with batteries, because like I don't want to put batteries in the figure and then just do nothing with it apart from occasionally like pushing this button. So yeah, but I think that it's a really cool feature. Like it's a play feature that you don't really see all that often. You didn't really see it too much back then. You definitely don't see it a lot now. It's like very rare to see a light up feature. So I think that that's really cool. I like that it fits the character. So yeah, I would say that he takes the number 2 spot for that reason. But let's face the facts here. We're looking at classic Spawn figures with play features. I feel like the obvious number 1 pick is Spawn 3, and I do not disagree with you because yeah, I mean just observe what he can do. Tremble before his power. So yeah, it's like there's that. And I feel like for that reason alone, he has to be number 1, but he did actually have another play feature where the batteries in this guy are non-replaceable. If they could be replaced, I definitely show it off. But he had this feature where you lift up his arm and then his eyes light up. He obviously used to be able to do that, but this isn't 1997 anymore, and the batteries are non-replaceable. So no, you can't get it to work, but it was a feature that he had nonetheless. But yeah, with the wing feature, I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory. It's like there wasn't really anything else like that at the time. And his box, it's like, yeah, this technically was like a special edition figure, but his box actually wasn't that much bigger than like a normal box. And it was really only big just by necessity of having these in there. But yeah, so that is my number 1 pick. But I felt like, that's kind of obvious. But regardless, that is my list, and I'm sticking to it. So if you enjoyed this review, you agree with my list, whatever it might be, do be sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're thinking that, this figure could have been in there, this figure should have been in there, this figure should have been number 1. It's like, whatever. I'm down to talk about it. I will also say that, like I said, this is a new setup. I actually got a new phone, and so I'm kind of trying something new. So if I sound a little weird or the setup looks a little different, that's why. I'm just trying to figure out how this new setup is going to work. But yeah, I got a new phone, so let me know what you think of that. If you think it's good, if you think it's bad, whatever. I'll try my best to try to figure something out with that. But yeah, so that's what I got with this. If you want to see more content like this, you can subscribe. But I also would like if you gave me a comment, basically saying it's like, yes, I want to see more content like this. Because that would help me see that's like, okay, yeah, this is what you want to see more of. But yeah, especially if you want to see one of like the best missile features, or really looking at another aspect of these figures, because I think that would be cool. But yeah, so that's all I have for today. So other than all of that, I do hope that you enjoyed, and I do hope that I will see you all later. Goodbye.